Elder Anxithra's tentacles quivered as the massive holographic display illuminated the Grand Hall of the Galactic Council. The ancient being's compound eyes reflected the swirling patterns that danced across the screen, showing a vessel unlike anything the galaxy had ever witnessed. Around the circular chamber, representatives from 1,000 worlds watched in stunned silence. The unknown ship had appeared at the edge of Council space without warning. Its hull defied the laws of physics as the Council understood them, seeming to shift and flow like liquid metal. Patterns of light rippled across its surface in mesmerizing waves, reminiscent of the bioluminescent creatures that dwelled in the deepest oceans of water worlds. "Impossible," whispered Elder Arkstal, his crystalline form vibrating with concern. "Our sensors must be malfunctioning." But the readings were clear. The vessel's energy signature pulsed with a rhythm that matched no known technology in the vast archives of the Council. It was alive, in a way that machines should not be. The power readings exceeded anything their civilizations had achieved in 50,000 years of space travel. Elder Anxthra's translator clicked rapidly as she addressed the Council. "My friends, in all my centuries serving as first speaker, I have never encountered such an anomaly. Our long-range scans indicate technology that should not exist. The power source, it appears to be consciousness-based." Murmurs of disbelief echoed through the chamber. Consciousness-based technology had been theorized by the Council's greatest minds, but all attempts to create it had failed. The energy requirements alone made it impossible. The ship's design was both beautiful and terrifying. Its smooth lines and graceful curves reminded many of the ancient sea creatures from their homeworlds. But there was something more, a presence that seemed to reach out across space itself, touching the minds of all who observed it. "We have confirmed the origin," announced Elder Vixnil, his holographic form flickering with agitation. "It comes from Earth." The chamber erupted in chaos. Earth was a protected world, classified as a developing civilization barely past its industrial age. The Council had monitored the humans for centuries, watching their slow progress with mild interest. They were considered primitive, violent, and far from ready for contact with galactic society. "Display the ship's markings," ordered Elder Anxithra. The hologram zoomed in, revealing script etched into the living metal of the hull. The words appeared in multiple Earth languages, flowing and shifting like the rest of the vessel's surface. But the name remained constant, DSV Hanson. "We must establish contact," stated Elder Pexilon, her energy form pulsing with urgency. "If the humans have achieved this level of technology without our knowledge, who knows what else they might be capable of?" As if responding to their concerns, the ship's energy signature changed. The patterns of light across its hull began to move with purpose, forming complex mathematical sequences that even the Council's most advanced AI struggled to decode. "It's attempting communication," Elder Anxithra realized, "but not through conventional means. The ship itself is reaching out, with its consciousness." The Council's defensive systems activated automatically, raising shields around the station. But the strange energy from the Earth vessel passed through them as if they didn't exist. It carried no malice, no threat, only an overwhelming sense of curiosity and wonder. Elder Anxithra made a decision that would change the course of galactic history. "Prepare the diplomatic vessel. We must meet these humans face to face. They have achieved what we thought impossible, and we must understand how." As the Council scrambled to respond, the DSV Hanson continued its silent vigil at the edge of their space. Its presence served as a reminder that the galaxy still held mysteries, and that even the oldest civilizations could be surprised by the achievements of the young. The ship's hull pulsed one final time, sending out a message that needed no translation. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and nothing would ever be the same. The soft hum of the neural interface filled the bridge as Captain Han Dadway maintained her connection with the ship's systems. Her steady hands rested on the glowing panel, fingers spread across patterns that shifted like morning frost on glass. The DSV Hanson responded to her thoughts with gentle pulses of blue light that rippled through the command center. 3 years had passed since Earth's Defense Force had chosen her to command humanity's first Dragon Soul vessel. The selection process had been intense, months of physical and mental testing, followed by the delicate procedure to attune her consciousness to the ship's soul core. But from the moment she first connected with the Hansong, she knew this was her destiny. Engineering reports all systems nominal. First Officer Kim Soo-min announced from his station. His fingers moved gracefully across the holographic displays that floated before him, each movement precise and purposeful. The soul core is stable and responding perfectly to crew input. The bridge crew worked in comfortable silence, their minds linked to the ship through their own neural interfaces. Each person contributed to the greater whole, their thoughts and intentions merging with the quantum systems that gave the Hansong its unique abilities. The ship wasn't just a vessel, it was an extension of human consciousness made real. Through her connection, Captain Han could feel the steady heartbeat of the soul core deep within the ship. The massive quantum computer that merged organic thought with digital precision pulsed with the combined focus of her crew. Every decision, every action, flowed through this central nexus, turning human will into reality. Navigation confirms our position, reported Lieutenant Park Hee-jung from her post. We're holding steady at the edge of Council space. The quantum field is maintaining stability at 98%. Captain Han nodded, feeling the truth of the report through her link with the ship. The Hansong sensors extended far beyond conventional technology, allowing her to perceive space itself in ways that would have seemed impossible just a decade ago. She could feel the subtle currents of gravity, the whispers of quantum fluctuations, and even the faint echoes of consciousness from the distant Council station. "Show me the core readings," she commanded softly. A three-dimensional display materialized in the center of the bridge, showing the swirling energy patterns of the soul core. Colors danced and merged, representing the thoughts and emotions of every crew member connected to the system. At the heart of it all, a brilliant white light pulsed steadily, the quantum consciousness of the Hansong itself. "It's beautiful," whispered Ensign Lee Jin-ho from his engineering station. "Even after all this time, I still can't believe we made this work." The young officer's wonder was justified. The Dragon Soul project had seemed impossible when it was first proposed. Merging human consciousness with quantum computing had been attempted before, but the energy requirements were astronomical, and the computational complexity had defeated Earth's best AI systems. But then came the breakthrough, the discovery that human consciousness itself could serve as both power source and control system. By channeling the focused thoughts of a trained crew through quantum circuits, they had created something entirely new. The soul core didn't just compute, it thought, felt, and grew alongside its human partners. Captain Han felt a subtle shift in the ship's energy field, a response to her crew's pride and wonder. The Hansong was more than merely aware. It understood. Through the neural interface, she sent a gentle acknowledgement to the soul core, receiving a warm pulse of energy in return. "Status report on the Council station," she requested, turning her attention to their mission. "Their defensive systems remain active," reported Security Chief Yoon Min-seo. "But we're detecting significant activity. Multiple ships are preparing for launch. Based on energy signatures, one appears to be a diplomatic vessel." The moment they had prepared for was approaching. Soon, humanity would make its first official contact with the Galactic Council. The Hansong had been chosen for this mission not just because of its advanced technology, but because it represented everything humanity had become: innovative, determined, and unafraid to challenge the impossible. "Prepare for contact protocols," Captain Han ordered, her voice calm but filled with purpose. "Let's show them what humanity can do." The bridge crew responded with practiced efficiency, their thoughts flowing through the neural interface to prepare the ship. The soul core's energy signature shifted, adjusting to Project Peace and Openness, while maintaining its defensive capabilities. Through their shared connection, Captain Han could feel her crew's mix of excitement and nervousness, all focused toward their common goal. The DSV Hansong held its position at the edge of Council space, its living metal hull shifting with patterns of light that spoke of power and possibility. Humanity's greatest achievement waited patiently for its moment to change the galaxy forever. The grand chamber of the Galactic Council buzzed with nervous energy as the assembled elders watched their worldview crumble. The massive screens showing the DSV Hansong seemed to mock their previous assumptions about Earth and its people. The ship's living metal hull continued its mesmerizing dance of light and energy, a display of technology that should not have been possible. Elder Vixtil's crystalline form vibrated with distress as he reviewed the historical data. "Impossible," he muttered, his translator struggling to convey his tone of disbelief. Just 3 centuries ago, they were still mining iron ore. They were burning fossil fuels. This cannot be. The other council members shared his disbelief. For millennia, they had watched countless species develop, carefully tracking their progress through the stages of civilization. Earth had been classified as a Level 2 developing world, notable only for its unusual biological diversity and the speed at which its dominant species fought wars. Ambassador Park Jae-yun stood before them, her simple white diplomatic uniform a stark contrast to the elaborate biomechanical robes of the council members. Her calm presence seemed to fill the chamber as she waited for the elders to process their shock. "We come in peace," she said simply, her voice clear and steady. "The Hansong is a prototype, yes, but it represents our desire to join the galactic community as equals." Elder Anxithra leaned forward, her sensory tentacles extended toward the human ambassador. "You must understand our concern," the translator conveyed. "Such advancement in so short a time is unprecedented. Our records show your people had not even achieved powered flight 4 centuries ago." A small smile crossed Ambassador Park's face. "With respect, honored elders, perhaps your records need updating. Humanity has always been capable of great leaps forward. The Dragon Soul technology is simply our latest step." The chamber's atmospheric processors hummed as they adjusted to the increasing agitation of the assembled beings. Some council members had shifted to their stress colors. The normally blue-tinted Angsuloth delegation had turned a deep purple, while the crystalline forms of the Vixtil group sparkled with unusual intensity. "Tell us about this Dragon Soul technology," requested Elder Pexilon, her energy form flickering with curiosity. "Our sensors indicate it defies known physical laws." Ambassador Park activated a small holographic projector. Above her palm, an image of the Hansong soul core appeared, its quantum patterns swirling in perfect harmony. "We discovered that consciousness itself could be used as both an energy source and a control system. The soul core allows our crews to merge their thoughts with quantum computing systems, creating something entirely new." The council chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. For thousands of years, their civilizations had tried to achieve consciousness-based technology. The energy requirements had always proved impossible to overcome. Yet somehow, these humans had solved the puzzle in mere decades. "And this ship, the Hansong, it is fully operational?" Elder Arkstal asked, his crystalline form vibrating with barely contained excitement. "More than operational," Ambassador Park replied. "It represents a new way of exploring space itself. The merger of human consciousness with quantum systems allows us to perceive and interact with reality in ways we never imagined possible." The demonstrations continued as the council watched recordings of the Hansong in action. They saw it navigate through quantum storms that would have torn conventional ships apart. They witnessed its ability to communicate instantly across vast distances, and its power to manipulate space-time itself. "We understand your concerns," Ambassador Park concluded, her voice gentle but firm. "Humanity has advanced quickly, yes. But we have also learned from our mistakes. The Hansong and its technology were developed not for war, but for exploration and understanding. We hope to share this knowledge with the galactic community." Elder Anxthera's translator hummed as she addressed her fellow council members. "Perhaps we have been too quick to judge based on old data. These humans have achieved something remarkable. not just technologically, but in their approach to sharing their discoveries. The chamber filled with murmurs of agreement, though some elders still radiated skepticism. The arrival of the Hansong had shaken the very foundations of their understanding, forcing them to reconsider everything they thought they knew about technological progress and the nature of consciousness itself. Ambassador Park stood patiently, her calm presence a testament to humanity's readiness for this moment. Through the chamber's windows, the Hansong could be seen in orbit, its hull still dancing with patterns of light, a bridge between the old understanding of the universe and the new possibilities that humanity had discovered. The galaxy would never be the same, and the Council knew it. The only question that remained was how they would adapt to this new reality that Earth had brought to their doorstep. Deep in the vast archives beneath the Council chambers, Chief Archivist Lee Min-ho's hands trembled as he touched the ancient crystal tablet. The archive room hummed with the soft blue light of preservation fields, keeping countless records from 100,000 years of galactic history safe. But this discovery made all others pale in comparison. The crystal tablet pulsed with a faint inner light as he carefully cleaned its surface. The text appeared to float within its crystalline structure, written in the oldest known language of the first species. Lee had spent decades studying these ancient writings, but never had he found anything quite like this. "Administrator," he called out, his voice echoing through the quiet halls. "Please record and translate the following text." The Archive's AI responded instantly, its scanning beams sweeping across the crystal surface. The words appeared in modern script before him, telling a story that made his heart race. "When the stars grow dim and the old ways fade, there shall come a young race who bridges the gap between matter and mind. Their vessels shall carry the essence of their creators, and their arrival will mark the beginning of the great change." Lee's fingers moved swiftly across his data pad, cross-referencing the text with other ancient records. More passages emerged, each one adding detail to the prophecy. They spoke of ships that thought and felt, of technology that merged consciousness with quantum reality, of a species that would arise suddenly and change the galaxy's understanding of what was possible. The council chambers above had barely settled from the shock of the Hansong's arrival when Lee's findings reached them. The great hall erupted into chaos once again as the ancient prophecy was displayed on the central screens. "Order." Elder Angsthafer's voice cut through the noise. "Let us examine this evidence carefully." The crystal tablet was brought before the council, its age verified by the most sophisticated scanning equipment available. There could be no doubt. These words had been written long before Earth had even developed written language. Ambassador Park stood quietly to the side, watching as the council members argued among themselves. Through the chamber's windows, the Hansong could be seen in orbit, its hull still shifting with patterns of light that seemed to respond to the debates below. "The timing cannot be coincidence," declared Elder Pexelon, her energy form brightening with excitement. "Look at the description. Ships carrying the essence of their creators. That is exactly what the Hansong represents. We cannot base our decisions on ancient writings," countered Elder Vextil. "Prophecy is not policy." Lee Min-ho stepped forward, his years of research lending weight to his words. "Honored elders, there's more. The texts speak of specific signs that would mark this species, their rapid advancement, their unique approach to consciousness, even their arrival at a time of galactic change." The Archive's AI displayed more translations, showing how the ancient writers had predicted not just the technology, but the impact it would have. They had foreseen the merging of organic thought with quantum systems, describing it as the key that unlocks the universe's deeper nature. Through their neural interfaces, the Hansong's crew watched the proceedings with interest. Captain Han maintained a respectful distance, but the ship's sensors picked up every detail of the council's debate. The Soul Core's energy patterns shifted slightly, responding to the revelation that their arrival had been foretold so long ago. "The prophecy speaks of partnership," Lee continued, highlighting another passage. "It says this species would not seek to dominate, but to share their discoveries. Their technology would be offered as a gift to all species ready to receive it. Ambassador Park finally spoke, her voice carrying across the chamber. That is exactly our intention. The Dragon Soul technology is not meant to be kept secret. We believe it represents the next step in galactic evolution, one we should take together. The debate continued as day turned to night in the council station. Some members saw the prophecy as proof that humanity's arrival was meant to be a destined moment in galactic history. Others feared change, worried that accepting these humans too quickly could destabilize the careful balance of power that had existed for millennia. Through it all, Lee Min-ho continued his research, finding more connections between the ancient texts and humanity's current achievements. Each discovery seemed to strengthen the link between prophecy and reality. The Hansong remained in orbit, its presence a constant reminder of how quickly everything had changed. Its hull continued its mesmerizing dance of light and energy, patterns shifting in ways that seemed to echo the ancient writings about ships that carried the essence of their creators. As night fell, the council chambers finally grew quiet. The prophecy had shaken their certainties, forcing them to confront a future that would be very different from their past. The question was no longer whether humanity would join them, but how their arrival would reshape the galaxy itself. The observation deck of the DSV Hansong filled with murmurs of astonishment as Chief Engineer Choi Yun-jae activated the Soul Core display. The gathered alien scientists watched in wonder as the quantum patterns swirled in the air before them, each ripple representing the merged consciousness of the ship's crew. The Soul Core technology isn't just for propulsion, Choi explained, her hands moving through the holographic display with practiced ease. It allows us to perceive and interact with space-time in ways that were once thought impossible. The alien scientists leaned forward, their various sensory organs focused intently on the demonstration. A crystalline being from the Vixtil delegation raised an appendage, light pulsing through its form in a gesture of curiosity. You mean to say that consciousness itself can influence quantum states? The being's translator asked. Choi nodded, expanding the display to show the intricate network of neural interfaces that connected the crew to the ship's systems. Exactly. When properly focused through the Soul Core, human consciousness can detect and influence quantum fluctuations. Watch this. She established her neural link, and the display shifted to show a real-time view of a nearby star. Tiny disturbances in its corona became visible, the beginning of what would have become a massive solar flare. Normal sensors would only detect this minutes before it erupted, she explained. But through the Soul Core, we can feel these disturbances forming hours in advance, and not just detect them. Choi closed her eyes, maintaining her connection to the ship's systems. The alien scientists gasped as they watched the quantum field around the star shift subtly. The building's solar flare dispersed harmlessly, its energy redistributed through the star's corona. Remarkable, breathed the glowing energy being from the Pexilon delegation. You can influence stellar phenomena directly. Within limits, Choi replied. The Soul Core allows us to work with natural processes, not override them. We're more like gardeners tending a plant than engineers building a machine. The demonstration continued as Choi showed them more applications of the technology. The Hansong sensors reached out across light years, detecting the subtle quantum threads that connected distant parts of space. Through these connections, instant communication became possible. A young Anaxoloth scientist, their blue-tinted form trembling with excitement, asked, "But how do you maintain quantum coherence at such distances? Our best systems can barely manage a few light minutes." That's where the human element comes in, Choi explained. Consciousness itself seems to have a stabilizing effect on quantum states. We don't fully understand why, but when properly focused through the Soul Core, human thought can maintain quantum connections that would otherwise collapse. To demonstrate, she established a real-time communication link with Earth, thousands of light years away. The alien scientists watched in amazement as messages crossed the vast distance instantly, carried by the quantum threads that the Soul Core could perceive and manipulate. But the most important application, Choi continued, is in navigation. The display shifted to show a massive quantum storm, the kind that would tear conventional ships apart. Watch how the Hansong moves through space. The ship's neural interface allowed its crew to sense the quantum currents that flowed through space itself. Like sailors reading the wind and waves, they could navigate these invisible streams, finding safe passages where other ships would be lost. "Your species has achieved something truly remarkable," said the crystalline scientist, its form sparkling with admiration. "But surely such power could be used as a weapon." Choi's expression grew serious. "The soul core technology requires harmony, both between the crew members and with the universe itself. Aggressive intentions disrupt the quantum connections. The technology simply doesn't work if you try to use it for destruction." She showed them how the soul core's energy patterns change when exposed to different emotional states. Peaceful intentions created stable, harmonious patterns. Aggressive thoughts caused the quantum fields to collapse. "That's why we say the Hansong isn't a weapon. It's a key to understanding the universe," Choi explained. "The more we use this technology, the more we realize that consciousness and reality are more deeply connected than we ever imagined." The alien scientists spent hours examining the technology, asking questions that pushed the boundaries of their understanding. Through it all, Choi and her engineering team patiently explained, demonstrated, and shared their knowledge. As the demonstration concluded, the Pexelon scientist made an observation that captured what many were thinking. "You haven't just built a new kind of ship. You've created a bridge between the physical and the quantum, between mind and matter. This could change everything we thought we knew about the universe." Choi smiled, feeling the gentle pulse of the soul core through her neural interface. "That's exactly what we hope to achieve, not just for humanity, but for all species ready to explore these new possibilities." The Hansong continued its orbit around the Council Station, its hull glowing with the combined consciousness of its crew. To the watching scientists, it represented more than just advanced technology. It was a glimpse of what was possible when beings dared to dream beyond the known limits of reality. In the darkened command center of a hidden station, 5 council elders gathered in secret. Their forms, crystalline, energy-based, and biological, cast strange shadows on the walls as they finalized their plans. They had spent centuries maintaining the galactic order, and they wouldn't let these humans upset everything with their soul core technology. "The attack must appear random," the crystalline elder stated, his form pulsing with determination. "No one can trace it back to us." On the bridge of the DSV Hansong, Captain Han felt the first warning through her neural interface. The soul core's quantum sensors detected unusual energy readings from several approaching vessels. Their signatures had been masked, but they couldn't hide from the deep awareness that the soul core provided. "Multiple ships dropping out of stealth mode," announced First Officer Kim, his fingers steady on the neural interface panel. "Their weapons are charging." Captain Han remained calm, her mind connected to both her crew and the ship's consciousness. Through their shared link, she could feel the tension on the bridge, but also the underlying confidence. They had trained for this. "All hands, prepare for defensive protocols," she ordered quietly. "But remember, we are not here to fight." The attacking ships emerged from their cloaking fields, sleek, predatory vessels armed with the most advanced weapons the conservative elders could acquire. They struck without warning or demands, energy beams and quantum torpedoes streaking through space toward the Hansong. But the human ship was ready. As the weapons approached, the soul core pulsed with the combined consciousness of its crew. A field of quantum energy bloomed around the ship, not solid like conventional shields, but fluid and adaptive like thought itself. The attackers' weapons met this field, and simply ceased to be. Their energy was absorbed and redistributed harmlessly through quantum space, leaving not even a ripple in the Hansong's defenses. "Remarkable efficiency," commented Engineer Choi from her station. "The soul core is converting their attacks into useful energy. We could power the ship for days on what they're giving us." Captain Han nodded, but her focus remained on a different kind of response. Through the neural interface, she began composing a message, not in words, but in pure thought and emotion. The soul core translated these into patterns of energy that any species could understand. The message spread across all frequencies, carried by the quantum threads that connected all space. It contained no anger, no threats, only an invitation to understand, to grow, to move beyond fear of the unknown. The attacking ships hesitated. Their sensors showed their weapons having no effect, while their crews felt the gentle touch of the Hansong's message in their minds. It was impossible to maintain aggressive intentions while experiencing such pure openness and peace. "They're powering down their weapons," reported Security Chief Yoon. "Two ships are actually requesting permission to dock." In the council chambers, the main screen displayed the entire incident. The gathered representatives watched in amazement as the Hansong transformed an attack into an opportunity for connection. The conservative elders' plan had backfired completely. Instead of proving humans were a threat, they had demonstrated humanity's commitment to peace. "The Soul Core's defensive capabilities are impressive," Captain Han explained later to the council. "But its true power lies in communication and understanding. We chose not to retaliate because violence only creates more violence. Change may be frightening, but it doesn't have to be destructive." The council voted immediately to launch a full investigation into the attack. The conservative elders were discovered and removed from their positions. But true to their principles, the humans advocated for leniency in their punishment. "Let them work with us," Ambassador Park suggested. "Let them see firsthand that progress doesn't mean losing what matters. It means finding new ways to preserve and enhance it." The Hansong remained in orbit, its hull still dancing with patterns of light. But now these patterns were seen differently by those who watched. They weren't signs of alien technology to be feared, but proof that consciousness itself could transform conflict into cooperation. Through their neural interfaces, the crew felt the ship's satisfaction. The Soul Core had performed exactly as designed, not as a weapon, but as a bridge between different ways of thinking. In facing aggression with peace, they had demonstrated the true power of human innovation. The stars wheeled slowly overhead as the galaxy adjusted to this new reality. The trial by fire had forged not victory or defeat, but understanding. And in the end, that was worth more than any weapon could achieve. Elder Angstra's tentacles moved in the traditional gesture of acceptance as she addressed the packed council chamber. The assembled representatives of 1,000 worlds watched in respectful silence as humanity's journey from obscurity to full membership became official. "We accept Earth as full members of the Galactic Council," Elder Angstra announced, her translator conveying the pride in her voice. "The Dragon Soul technology has shown us that evolution takes many forms, and humanity has demonstrated wisdom beyond their years." The chamber erupted in a celebration that transcended species. Energy beings pulsed with bright colors, crystalline forms sparkled with joy, and various appendages waved in approval. On the massive screens surrounding the chamber, similar celebrations broke out on hundreds of worlds. In Earth's orbital shipyards, the first joint-species Dragon Soul vessel neared completion. Its hull incorporated materials and designs from dozen alien worlds, while its soul core contained innovations from Earth's greatest minds. Teams of human and alien engineers worked side by side, sharing knowledge that had been kept separate for millennia. Captain Han stood on the bridge of the Hansong, watching through the view screens as the combined fleet took shape. Ships of every size and design gathered in formation, some sleek and organic, others crystalline and geometric, all united in purpose. At the heart of the fleet, the new Dragon Soul vessels pulsed with their inner light. "Final preparations are complete," reported First Officer Kim, his fingers dancing across the neural interface. "All ships report ready for the first joint exploration mission." Through the Soul Core, Captain Han could feel the excitement of her crew mixing with the anticipation of their alien counterparts. The quantum links between ships created a network of shared consciousness, allowing for coordination that would have been impossible just months ago. "Remember when they thought we were too primitive to contact?" Engineer Choi asked with a smile. Now they're asking us to lead the biggest exploration mission in Council history. The mission's goal was ambitious, to explore regions of space that had remained inaccessible due to quantum storms and space-time distortions. With the Dragon Soul technology's ability to navigate these hazards, vast new areas of the galaxy would open for peaceful exploration. Ambassador Park stood in the council chamber, watching the fleet preparations on the main display. Humanity's gift for merging technology with consciousness has already helped solve problems that plagued the galaxy for millennia, she noted. But this is just the beginning. She was right. In the months since Earth joined the Council, the applications of Soul Core technology had expanded beyond space travel. The ability to perceive and influence quantum states had revolutionized everything from medicine to environmental restoration. Dying stars were stabilized, lost species were restored, and diseases that had resisted treatment for centuries began to yield to new quantum-conscious therapies. The fleet's formation completed, creating a pattern that mirrored the quantum flows of space itself. At its heart, the Hansong pulsed with peaceful energy, its hull patterns synchronized with the new Dragon Soul ships that would join it on this historic mission. All ships, prepare for quantum alignment, Captain Han commanded. The Soul Core hummed as it established links with every vessel in the fleet. Through these connections, they would navigate as one, their combined consciousness creating paths through space that no single ship could find alone. In the council chamber, Elder Enxithra watched with pride as the fleet prepared for departure. What had once caused panic among the elders had indeed become the galaxy's greatest hope. Humanity had brought more than just new technology. They had shown a way to unite consciousness and science, emotion and logic, past and future. The fleet began to move, its patterns of light creating a display visible from planets below. Citizens of 1,000 worlds watched as their ships, guided by human innovation, set out to explore the unknown together. The Dragon Soul ships led the way, their inner light illuminating the path to a future brighter than any single species could have imagined alone. As the fleet disappeared into quantum space, Captain Han felt the truth of their achievement through her neural link. In learning to merge mind with machine, humanity had found not power, but partnership. Not domination, but harmony. They had dreamed beyond the possible and made those dreams reality, not just for themselves, but for all who were ready to share the journey. The new dawn had arrived, and its light would touch every corner of the galaxy.